Turmeric is one of the most studied natural compounds in modern medicine. Over 1,000 peer-reviewed studies. A research portfolio that spans cancer biology, inflammation, neurodegeneration, and metabolic health. Some of the most rigorous integrative oncology programs in the country have looked at it seriously. So today, we're going to walk through what the evidence on turmeric and cancer actually shows, and we're going to end on 2 specific cancer treatments where before you go anywhere near turmeric extracts, you need to talk to your oncology team because the evidence is genuinely conflicting. I'm Olena Ivanova, and this is the evidence on cancer nutrition. Here's what we're going to cover: the substantial research base and where the strongest cancer signals are, the 2 specific cancer treatments where you need to loop in your oncology team before adding turmeric extracts, and how to evaluate products because this category has real quality issues. Let's get into it. Turmeric is the root of a plant called Curcuma longa. The active compounds are called curcuminoids. These are the orange-yellow plant compounds that give turmeric its color. The main one is curcumin. So what does curcumin actually do? In laboratory studies, it suppresses something called NF-kappa B. That's a master switch inside cells that controls inflammation and survival. And it's overactive in a lot of cancers. In laboratory studies, curcumin also triggers apoptosis, which is programmed cell death, in a wide range of cancer cell types. And it interferes with angiogenesis, the formation of new blood vessels that tumors need to grow. That's the laboratory picture. What about humans? In 2011, researchers at the University of Michigan ran a trial in smokers, a population at elevated risk for colon cancer. Smokers took 4 grams of curcumin daily for 30 days. They observed a 40% drop in changes that are the precursor to developing colon cancer. Then, in 2012, researchers in Australia studied 18 patients with a condition called smoldering multiple myeloma. This is a blood disorder that often progresses to full myeloma, bone marrow cancer. They gave patients 8 grams of curcumin daily for 3 months. Patients saw a 37% reduction in a marker that's used to predict progression to active disease. That's a very positive signal from a biomarker result, which has led to more research. The research on this varies a lot by cancer type and treatment phase. The NutriLiv apps build recommendations around your specific diagnosis and treatment, not generic advice. That's the angle that makes sense here. Now, the cautions. This is the part you need to hear. If you're being treated with bortezomib, brand name Velcade, for multiple myeloma, this is a conversation you need to have with your oncology team before adding turmeric extracts. The evidence here is genuinely conflicting. Some preclinical and pharmacology work suggests curcumin can interfere with how bortezomib is metabolized and may increase side effects. But other laboratory research has shown curcumin can actually sensitize myeloma cells to bortezomib and enhance its anti-cancer activity. So this is not a clear yes or clear no. It's a real decision that depends on your specific treatment plan, your dose, and your team's read on the most current evidence. Don't self-prescribe extracts here. Bring it to your oncologist. If you're on tamoxifen for hormone receptor-positive breast cancer, same kind of conversation. A 2019 pharmacokinetic study in 16 women with breast cancer showed that high-dose curcumin reduced endoxifen levels, and for some patients, the researchers estimated that drop could be clinically meaningful. At the same time, separate laboratory research has shown curcumin has its own anti-estrogen and pro-apoptotic effects in hormone receptor-positive breast cancer cells, and some studies have explored curcumin as a potential complement to endocrine therapy rather than an interference with it. So again, conflicting evidence, real questions about whether the net effect in any given patient is helpful or harmful. Don't add high-dose extracts on your own. Talk to your oncology team about your specific situation. One more, and this one cuts across cancer types. The NIH's LiverTox database tracks turmeric-associated liver injury cases, predominantly in women, average age in the late 50s, typically after 8 to 12 weeks of high-dose extract use. There is a genetic variant called HLA-B3501 that seems to predispose. Most of these were not culinary turmeric. They were high-dose extracts, often with piperine. If you're in active cancer treatment, your liver is already working hard. This matters. Quick question for the community. If you're in active treatment, has your oncology team talked to you specifically about turmeric? And what did they say? Drop a comment. Your experience helps somebody who's earlier in the process. Now to the products. This category has real quality problems, and it is critical that you understand them. The FDA has issued recalls of turmeric products contaminated with lead, going back over a decade. Peer-reviewed environmental research has documented that turmeric from some source regions is adulterated with lead chromate, a yellow pigment used to deepen color cheaply. One published case found turmeric with lead concentrations so high that a tablespoon could deliver thousands of micrograms of lead. Independent supplement testing has also repeatedly found products with curcuminoid content well below their labels, sometimes a fraction of what's claimed. And some turmeric products marketed online have shown chemical signatures consistent with synthetic, not plant-derived curcumin. So how do you protect yourself? Independent third-party testing. Before you buy anything in this category, check for independent third-party verification. Look for the USP verified mark, that's the United States Pharmacopoeia. NSF certified is another credible mark. For ground turmeric spice, USDA organic certification helps with pesticide concerns and is associated with lower lead findings in independent testing. You can verify any of these on the certifying body's public directory. A few examples that satisfy these criteria as of the recording of this video. Kirkland Signature Turmeric 1000 milligrams sold at Costco carries the USP verified mark. That's a public certification you can look up on the USP verified products directory. We've linked to it in the description. For the spice itself, Simply Organic Turmeric is USDA organic certified. And Great Value Organic Ground Turmeric, sold at Walmart, is also USDA organic. These are examples, not the only options. The principle is what matters: independent verification. You can check yourself. The research on turmeric, the cancer interactions, the bioavailability work, the safety signals keeps moving. The research library inside the NutriLiv apps stays current as new studies come out, which matters in a field that's evolving this fast. Okay, so let me pull all of this together. Turmeric has real preclinical signal. Curcumin triggers programmed cell death in cancer cells in laboratory studies, suppresses inflammation pathways that drive many cancers, and interferes with the blood vessel formation tumors need. Culinary use is broadly safe and supported. A half teaspoon of turmeric in your cooking, taken with a meal that contains some fat, gets you a real dose of curcuminoids at very low cost, and the evidence for everyday culinary use is on the supportive side. That said, there are real questions you need to bring to your medical team. If you're being treated with bortezomib for multiple myeloma or tamoxifen for breast cancer, the evidence on whether to combine those drugs with turmeric extracts is conflicting. There are signals in both directions, and your oncology team is the only one who can weigh your specific regimen, your specific dose, and the most current data. And if you're considering high-dose extracts during any active treatment, talk with them about your liver function too. They're the only people who can tell you whether your particular situation changes the math. If you'd like more videos like this, subscribe. That's the most helpful thing you can do. And tell me in the comments, what ingredient should we cover next? The most requested one gets prioritized for upcoming episode. I'm Olena Ivanova, and this has been the Evidence on Cancer Nutrition.